The Biden administration is preparing for the end of Title 42 next month. The pandemic-era policy allowed immigration officials to deport migrants on public health grounds. The U.S. plans on Thursday announced it would set up migrant processing centers in Latin America and expand legal migration in an effort to reduce illegal crossings at the southern border. Secretary of State Antony Blinken spoke about the challenges facing migrants during a news conference today.
Long-term drivers like violence, corruption, lack of economic opportunity continue to push people from their homes. Problems that have been exacerbated by the pandemic, crises of governance, extreme weather events caused by the changing climate. Migration is the definition of a challenge that no country can solve alone. The magnitude, the range of drivers, the push and pull factors, all demand that we work together.
CBS News immigration reporter Camilo Montoya-Galvez joins us right now. Camilo, thanks for being with us. Let's start with these new processing centers. Wondering what they'll look like and where they're going to be placed.
Good evening, Jim. These processing centers in Guatemala and Colombia will screen thousands of migrants on a monthly basis and determine whether they are eligible for different programs that would allow them to enter the U.S. legally, such as the traditional refugee resettlement system or temporary work visas. Staff at these facilities will also screen migrants to determine if they're eligible to stay in these host countries. For now, those would be Colombia and Guatemala, and also to see if they are eligible to be resettled in Spain or Canada, which have also agreed to take in some of these migrants, according to U.S. officials. The Biden administration's hope, Jim, is that these migrants will wait for a chance to enter the country legally instead of going to the U.S.-Mexico border and entering the country illegally. It is part of a broader effort to prepare for the eventual lifting of the Title 42 pandemic border restrictions in early May. That policy change, Jim, is expected to lead to a sharp increase in border crossings.
All right, so let's move to these expanded legal migration plans. What more can you tell us about those?
Sure. So in addition to expanding these processing centers, Jim, the administration is also increasing legal migration channels for certain migrants to come to the U.S. safely and legally. One of those ways is the expansion of a family reunification program that currently allows Cubans and Haitians to come to the U.S. if family members here in the U.S. who are U.S. citizens or residents have sponsored them for an immigrant visa. That program will be expanded to Colombians, people from Honduras, Guatemala, and El Salvador. And again, the hope is that citizens of these countries will use this program instead of coming to the U.S.-Mexico border and crossing the border illegally. The other expansion that the administration announced today is that it will increase the number of available appointments to asylum seekers waiting in Mexico who are seeking to enter the U.S. through a mobile app known as CBP One.
Now, you're also reporting there will be increased deportations as well. So how will the United States government do that?
That's right. The Department of Homeland Security has announced that it will double or even triple, in some cases, the deportation flights to certain countries in anticipation for the lifting of Title 42. Officials have announced that they will expand the use of a process known as expedited removal, Jim, and this allows officials to quickly expel migrants who don't claim asylum or who fail to establish fear of persecution in their home countries. And this will work in conjunction with a regulation that the Biden administration is finalizing in the coming days that will disqualify migrants from asylum if they enter the country illegally after failing to seek protection in a third country like Mexico on their way to the U.S. So this is the stake, the deterrence component of the strategy, if you will, Jim, that the Biden administration hopes will slow down or at least blunt the expected historic migration wave that we could see along the U.S.-Mexico border after the Title 42 policy is lifted on May 11th.
Camilo Montoya-Galvez reporting for us tonight on the border situation. Camilo, thank you very much.